It doesn't matter who leaves you. If an employee going out from the organization and that particular company is breaking down, that company's owner or founder has to reconsider their SOP. You like a flower. So when you like a flower, so what are you going to do? You're going to pluck it. But when you say, you love a rose, right? So you're going to water it. Entrepreneurship is something that you're going to create, and that organization will live on forever.
Hello, namaskar, and welcome to another episode of My Career, My Choice podcast with me, Hrishik, and of course with the man, Amazon bestseller writer, Mr. Abhishake De Sarkar. How are you doing, sir?
Perfect.
Perfect. Well, we are both in the business attire, as we like to call, but we have a casual touch. You know, the man is wearing a very beautiful yellow jacket with blue pants, and here I am with the yellow pant and blue jacket. Like it's
We are
like a reverse.
complementing each other.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, again, warm welcome and well wishes to you. Of course, we'll start off with another interesting episode. So, I'll start off with this very interesting thing, which is called destination and journey. Okay, so I'll ask you this one question: that which is more important to you, the destination or the journey?
Well, Rishik, to be very frank, company is more important to me.
Okay.
So, destination or journey, the most important factor which can help you to reach your destination is your company,
Right.
right? And the journey, okay, which will lead you towards your destination. If you don't have a good companion, you are going to get yourself lost, right, in the midway. So according to me, destination and journey, if you give me a choice, I will always say the company is more important with
Right.
whom I'm traveling,
Right.
right? So this is one of the factor which will help my journey, a happy journey, and will help me to reach the destination very promptly.
Right, but there is a set destination for you. If you look like in 5 years, you want to reach somewhere, in 10 years, you want to reach somewhere, but the destination always keeps changing, right? It's not a very constant thing.
And your company keeps on changing. You build up your team, right? You build up your team and you add people into your team. Some of the people might leave you in the midway, right? So you have to substitute your team. So you have to understand that if you want to go certain distance, you can walk alone. But if you want to reach to a destination, traveling huge mile, right? You have to have a good company. Other than that, it's not possible. So
Right.
when I say company, means your team,
Right.
right?
You know, I would like to give you a small example, since you are an Argentina fan as well. Messi couldn't have done it all alone. He had a
Right.
great team.
Great
That's
team.
why he
Right.
won Finalissima, Copa America, World Cup, and every
Right,
tournament.
right.
So a team is very much important if you
Yes.
want to
Team is very
reach-
much important. Yeah.
reach somewhere, reach a certain place.
Right.
But then, you know, all these years, like 20, 21 years, you with this company, you have seen, you know, teams grow, then teams break as well. So how do you manage to create a good team from a very, you know, I would say a very downfall state? How do you manage this?
See, I have learned during my last 20 years as an entrepreneur, I have learned many things, right? Some hard way and something in a soft way as well.
Right.
So my outcome of my journey until now has given me one clear indication that I have to create a very perfect SOP, standard operational procedure.
Right.
Right? And the standard operational procedure is going to define how my teammate is going to work.
Right.
Right? So if you have a very strong standard operational procedure or process, right, it doesn't matter who leaves you, and the journey will continue.
So basically, you are trying to say is that you are creating an ecosystem, or you have created an ecosystem. So whoever leaves the show someone will be substituted and he will be fitting into the ecosystem.
Absolutely.
Right.
This is how the organization work, right?
Right.
Because to be very frank, when as an individual you join an organization, okay, you can contribute to the organization as an individual, but you have to understand that when you are joining an organization, there are other team members who is supporting you, right? So you are a part of a team, right? Now, if you consider that, okay, if I leave this organization, that the organization will have very adverse effect, right? You are in the wrong thinking process,
right? Wrong mindset as
and if you leave the organization and the organization breaks down, so that's not an organization. It was something not having a very strong SOP. That's what I believe.
Strong base as well.
Yeah, strong basis as well, right?
Yeah.
So there are many evidence. There are many breakout that has happened, right?
Right.
So one of the famous breakout I can recall that when Infosys was formed, right? The people who was the initial founder of Infosys, they used to work for another IT company, right? So they break out from that particular company and they have created Infosys, which is considered as one of the biggest IT software company in India.
Another big player as well.
But it doesn't matter that the company they have left, whether this company has closed down or not. No. They are still actively on their own mission. But yes, if you consider that Infosys has developed a pretty big name in the industry, they have grown outreach that the old company, because the lack of the vision of the previous organization, okay, might be different. They have their own different set of rules and vision. So it doesn't matter. It's you can break out and you can create a big company bigger than from where you are breaking out. Okay, because your mission, your destiny is something different, and you can also, after breaking out, you can create a company, and that particular company can get shut down also.
Yeah.
It all depends on the SOPs of the organization. So I consider that if an employee who is going out from the organization and that particular company is breaking down, the company's owner or founder has to reconsider their SOP. Right? Because an individual cannot create the destiny of an organization. Right? So it's an entire teamwork.
I can give a small example as well, like from my life. When I was a radio jockey in an FM in Kolkata, I left, but the show is still going on. Someone replaced me and someone is doing the show. So yeah, the show
will go on.
Must go on.
Show must go on. Yeah. Right. It's a wrong concept that, see, we always have a very bad notion in our life, right? We always say that we are the factor.
No.
Right? We are not the factor. When we say we, it means the entire team is a factor. Right? You cannot be a change maker.
Right.
You have to add on with the team, and that team can make a change.
Yeah. Developing together.
Yeah. So that is very important in life.
So, in one sentence, I can say that you love your team.
I love my team, yes.
Am I right?
Right.
So, again, I'll ask a very weird question, to you. Maybe going a bit off the track, like being very casual, just like how we are dressed exactly, like business casual. So, the question is, what is the difference between liking someone and loving someone?
Okay.
Interesting, right?
This was not expected.
By the books,
right?
Not by the books.
By the books, right. It is not written in the book, right? Yeah. Anyway, I will try to give you this answer with an example, right? Say, for example, you like a flower, a rose.
Okay.
Right? So when you like a flower, a rose, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to pluck it. Because
right.
You are liking that rose. Right? But when you say you love a rose, right? So you're going to water it.
You're going to nurture it.
You're going to water it. You don't want, because long time back when we used to be a teenager, right? So I used to have one mentor. In those days, you can say love guru or something like that, right? So he used to say one very interesting proverbs which everybody knows, that if you love somebody, let it be free. If it comes back, it is yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. So this is an old proverb, you know.
Right.
So when you love somebody, you're going to water it. You're going to nurture it. You don't want to see the end.
Yeah.
But when you like something,
That's
you
like
like an iPhone, you want to get it right now.
short term.
It's a short-term
Yeah.
aspiration.
Right.
So that's the difference between liking and loving, right? So you can like anybody. So
Yeah.
when you like anything, you want to have it.
Yeah.
That's a human psychology. You want to have it,
Right.
right? But if you love somebody, whether you have it or you don't have it, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Right. So that's an inspiration for you.
So yeah, that's the difference, that why you said that you love your team, because you want to grow together, you want to nurture your team.
I
you
don't
know.
like my team, but I love my team.
That's what I said, that you love your
because
team. Right,
if I
yeah.
like my team, I'm not being able to give them empowerment, you know.
Right.
I also want my team to grow. Right. So that is why I always say I love my team.
Yeah. So another funny question came up to my mind, you know. So do you see, like, in 10 years, someone substituting you in your position from any member of your team? Do you see that?
Yes,
Would you
why
love
not?
that?
Why not? Why not? Why not? That has to be. Yeah,
Right.
that has to be. Somebody has to substitute me. Right? So, yes, why not? Possible.
Right. And this is how
And
entrepreneurs should think.
I want somebody from my team to substitute me.
Right.
I don't want anybody to be hired from outside and replace me as a managing director or CEO or whatever it may be, right? I don't want that. I want somebody from my team to come up
And replace
and
you.
replace me. Right?
Right.
That's a natural process, you know.
Right. You know, and you know, those who are watching this video, you know, future entrepreneurs maybe, they should also have this mentality, right? That, you know, one day someone should replace me. I should create a clone of myself, so that whatever I'm doing, they can also do it, so that I can create a legacy. It's not
Every
about building
entrepreneur,
money.
I always say to all the booming entrepreneurs that whenever you start your venture, right, you also have to keep in mind the exit policy.
Right.
Right, when you are going to exit and who is going to take over the legacy, right?
Right.
So this is very important. If any entrepreneur, right, or in most of the cases we see that entrepreneurs are getting themselves as a solopreneur, right? So they are the heart and soul of the organization, right? So if anything happens to the solopreneur, the organization collapses,
Yeah.
right? So that is not entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is something that you're going to create, and that organization will live on forever,
Creating a legacy, as you always
creating
say.
a legacy.
Right.
That is very important in life. Many organizations doesn't consider that. They only consider that, okay, unless and until I am here, let me get all the fruits and let me enjoy it. So this is not the way to run an organization.
Right.
So you have to create a legacy.
Create a
You have to-
legacy.
if you can't create a legacy, you're not running an organization. You're running a solo proprietorship.
Right.
And there's a difference between running a solo proprietorship and a business, an
Yeah.
organization.
So be an entrepreneur.
Be an entrepreneur.
Right. So yes, that mostly concludes our this episode, and finally we'll conclude it with few rapid fire questions. So first question is, what's your favorite flower?
Rose,
Any day.
any day.
Well, now, favorite destination to visit in India?
In India?
Right.
Okay. So I love to visit Ooty.
Ooty.
That's one of my favorite destination. It's a
Right.
beautiful hill station.
Yeah.
Right. I'm always in love with South India.
Okay.
That's a beautiful. There are
Right,
many
true,
beautiful hill station.
Ooty is like
One of them. Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah.
So, and finally, you know, if I ask you that, what would you love to get for dinner tonight? What are you feeling? Chinese, continental, you know, Mughlai, what? Today, especially today.
That department has been taken care by my wife, and I'm so proud of that, because
Right.
my wife looked after what meal we should have, right?
Right.
So I have no control in that.
Yeah.
So
But still,
she is the home minister, you can say, right? And I cannot have my words on my preference and my choices over there because I don't know how to cook. So
Right.
that's the biggest drawback in my life,
But
and definitely
my career, my choice doesn't work in that department.
my career because I'm unable to cook, right? That's one of the biggest drawback
Right,
in my
right.
life. So I have to, I'm depending on my wife on that, and she is a fabulous.
Right.
She cook fabulously.
Yeah, I can
say,
vouch
right,
for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So she is the best person who will decide what I will be having, and that depends on her mood. So I have no choice on that.
But
right?
still, if
So this is one area where my choice ends and ceased, unless and until I understand how to cook.
no, still, I would say that what would you love to have if it's a if it
You want to know?
consider-
You want to know my daily food habits or something like that?
Yeah, but no, I'm asking that what would you love to have today? What are you feeling? Like, for example, if it's a rainy day, people say, "Chalo, let's have khichdi, pakoras." So considering the day, considering your mood, what are you feeling?
I will love to have a chicken soup,
Okay,
right, and a bread
okay,
and a glass of red wine.
okay.
That's
that's
conclude
that's
my
that's
day.
that's very interesting.
That's
So okay.
that's my dream dinner.
Oh,
Okay.
very, very clear about it. Well, thanks again, Mr. Abhishek De Sarkar, for this wonderful, lovely sessions. We'll see you again in another episode. Meanwhile, do like and do subscribe to our channel.
Thank you very much, Hrishik. Wonderful.
Thank you.